Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm here in Dubai at Breakbulk Middle East, and I have Grant Wattman, the CEO and President of Agility, here in the studio with me. Grant has just finished participating in our first panel of the afternoon, IMO What We Now Know.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, you know what struck me, Grant, frankly, is what were you doing on that panel?
I was trying to give the perspective from the freight forwarder, who's caught really in the middle between the vessel operators, who have to adapt from the fuel and change of fuel, to the clients, who are, some of them just learning about it, and most of them don't want to bear the cost. So until we transition and get some knowledge on both sides. So it was a view of being stuck in the middle. What's it like?
Or I'm going to look at you as the bridge.
Okay, that's a stronger word.
All right, well, tell me, certainly the industry's been planning for these new regulations for the last, number of years. But when I was listening to you in the main stage, it sounded like it still came as a surprise to some. How can that be?
I think in some cases they just didn't want to accept it. Some believed that it wouldn't come into effect, that they would extend it. Others truly weren't aware of it. And if you think back to that time, as an industry, we were talking about it. So as the carriers, and they're prepared, we were talking about it, but there was nothing outside of that. Politicians weren't talking about it, so the non-logistics people, engineering contractors and others, where you're doing the procurement, just weren't aware of it coming.
Interesting. So do you think people have caught up now?
I think they have. They don't understand it, and they're looking for a way to mitigate, and that's where they put the pressure on us on trying to lock it in for a year or two so they can understand it. But it's here, so.
Right. And no delays.
No delays. No delays.
I know people were kind of hoping, they'll push it off, we'll get a little grace period, but no go on that.
No, I think everyone was surprised there wasn't a postponement, because governments tend to, when people say they're not ready, but in this case, no delays at all.
Excellent. All right. Now, are there any surprises in the first couple of months of this being put into play? Any surprises from your perspective?
The surprises have been the behavior of some clients in not wanting to pay it. The other is in the surprise volatility in that pricing, that in some cases it was very high, some cases very low. It didn't seem to have a rationale. So in our business, and certainly the vessel operators, how can they give you an idea of what the surcharge should be or the premium? So that's what's causing this instability we were all talking about at the panel, that we just can't predict what it's going to be next.
Okay. And how long do you think that period of uncertainty will last?
I expect it, putting aside some of the other global events like coronavirus and which is impacting vessel positioning and everything. I had expected it to take about a year to flush out, and then the operators would roll it into the cost, so you wouldn't see it as a surcharge or an addition. It would just become the cost of doing business.
Excellent. Well, I think it's very impressive the role that you and your company have taken to sort of bring two sides together and help navigate this transition. So I commend you for that.
Well, I thank you for using the word bridge, and as opposed to that one I chose and stuck. But it's education and the panels and talking to them, engaging, and the good news is there are more that are having open, transparent discussions on. There's a lot neither of us know on all three parties. So how do we keep that open in front? And then give some variability. Let's agree what we're going to do. If it changes in the middle, then let's come back to the table again. And there's more of that happening.
Well, that is good. Lastly, you've certainly been involved with our Breakbulk events for a long time. How does Breakbulk fit in to industry knowledge or helping to solve problems?
It's been for myself, I've been involved from the beginning, I guess, as if I remember back to the Royal Sonesta. But it's a big part of sharing ideas, working with your peers. It's a big part of how we bring people into the industry. It's a way for them to learn and understand and have discussions with senior, mid, and operating level personnel. It's a way to get a voice out and be an active participant in your industry and your career.
Well, we thank you for your continued participation and contributions and look forward to seeing you at the next one.
You can bet on it.